How are you going? How you going? Are you right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's hump day, May 21st, all day, and the conference finals are here. How good is that? I'm your host, James Clements. This is NBA Straya. We're in Larry Armour Studios, and today we are talking OKC versus Minnesota Game 1. And wow, do I have some thoughts about that. What the hell was that? I mean, geez, that was just all over the bloody shop, wasn't it? Seriously.
What was that? What the hell was that?
Goddamn right. Also, we've got the all-rookie teams announced. They were perfectly whelming, just like the actual rookie class itself. So we've got the game wrap today. We've got That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud on the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball. We've got Nazi, Unpopular Opinion of the Day, and Outback Takehouse. A very, 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 very brief Australian player watch, of course. A Shane Hill Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up award. And then we'll pick and preview Pacers Knicks Game 1. How good is that going to be? I'll tell you what, pretty bloody good. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1270 dose of NBA Australia. Let's go!
Hey, what's up? This is Nick Hexum from 311, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better watch out for the, oh God. We're going to miss all the threes attack if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves today. Yeah, they got a real big old case of the Boston Celtics, didn't they? Without winning the title kind of vibes. Let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Australia, with me trying to press a button and failing, but it's also the daily whip around. There you go. Hold on, Jim. Yeah, I got there in the end. Tyrese Halliburton. Now, you might have seen this one popping off on the socials. There was a poor Pacers fan that had a bin thrown on him by the extremely courteous and always exceptionally nice, understanding, well-behaved Knicks fans. They're not a complete and utter moronic rabble at all, and you would not hear me saying that. I'm just saying. Seriously, I have been outside the Garden after a big Knicks win, and it's a special type of chaos, right? And I lean on that word special because you sort of look around and go, yeah. Anyway, the Knicks fans threw some garbage and some, like a bin at this bloody indie fan. This poor dude, he's a firefighter and shit. So Tyrese Halliburton jumped on McAfee and was like, all right, we found him, cool. I'm going to fly him out to Indy for Game 4, which is awesome. So, it's a very nice one. Hey, I don't know. Don't be shit. Don't throw fucking garbage on other people is one of my sort of, I'm not going to say it's a core belief, but it's just a thing that you just do. Like, I spend the vast majority of my day not being a massive dickhole to other people. Knicks fans really struggle with this. But seriously, just don't throw garbage and rubbish on people. They did it to Windhorst as well. Like, what are you doing, you idiots? Anyway, sticking with the Pacers before we get to the other little bits. The Pacers have done the right thing. They are sticking with those statement edition uniforms for the rest of the playoffs as well, which are those sort of yellowy gold ones without, that sort of like look very, very sort of throwbacky. I'm all about these ones. I'm very stoked. We'll talk about uniforms again later because OKC got it right. Dwayne Wade. Who gives a fuck if Dean Wade says anything? Nobody. Even Dean Wade's family are like, Dean, look, if Dwayne has said something, would you shut the fuck up? We're going to listen to Dwayne, not Dean. D Wade kind of agrees with me on Playoff Jimmy that he's a bunch of fucking bullshit. D Wade came out and said, yeah, he wouldn't look at the basket. I've seen this before. I've seen it in a Heat jersey against the Denver Nuggets. He did the exact same thing he did the other night. He did not look at the basket. We saw Jimmy in the bubble. He was a dog. I saw Jimmy in another finals too against the Nuggets, and he did the exact same thing. Didn't look at the basket. I don't want to see that. Jimmy Butler is too good of a basketball player not to have his imprint on the game. It's bad offense if you're not shooting, getting close to that paint, and not putting that ball up to the basket. That's bad offense. Your team needs you to do it. Fucking bang on. That's exactly goddamn right. I was screaming about this during that fucking Golden State series, but oh no, playoff Jimmy, he's still awesome. Oh, he was sick. He had a sore bum. So, go out fucking shooting, playoff Jimmy. And then finally, the last little bit of news. We did a show Monday. I took yesterday off. That was nice. They announced the all-rookie teams, which is pretty cool. And as I said at the top, they're very whelming. They're not overwhelming. They're not underwhelming. They just are. Stephon Castle, Zachary Rissachet, joined by his fellow Frenchman, Alexander Sarr. Jalen Wells and Zach Edey on your first team. It's a pretty big team with Rissachet, Edey, and Sarr. Actually not a bad sort of lineup, is it? And the second team is Kalal Ware. I was saying Booz Ellis, Yves Missy, Donovan Clingan, and Bub Carrington. Sure. That just sort of tells you how good last year's draft was. Yeesh. All right, let's get into the game wrap for today. Game wrap. Western Conference Finals Edition. Game 1. Minnesota. After having a nice little rest, having done away with the Golden State Warriors, go to Oklahoma City, who are coming off this hard-fought Game 7, a really long series against the champion Nuggets. And OKC kicked the fuck out of the Wolves. What the hell was that? Seriously, what the hell was that? I don't know. What the hell was it?
What was that?
There's no other way to put it.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that? The thing is, Minnesota were controlling this game. And this is what happens so fucking often with OKC. We start off with a back and forth rock fight. OKC can't score to start. Minnesota get off to a bit of a flyer. They hit some threes, but they also turned the ball over 1 million times and had heaps of fouls. Now, those two things definitely came back to bite them in the ass later on, and it also helped OKC just fucking easily get back into it. And then the other pivotal moment to think of this game, Ant-Man tweaks his ankle at the end of the first quarter. And from that point on, it's just fucking Minnesota hanging on for grim dear life. To the point, though, where Ant-Man comes back on with like halfway through the second quarter. They get a nice little burst. And Mike fucking Conley misses a three with a minute to go. And again, missing a three, that's a fucking bit of a theme in this game. It could have put them up like, what, 11, 12? And instead, they go up only 4 into the half. And you're like, oh, Minnesota, that's not enough. Because guess what OKC is probably going to do? They're probably going to do the thing where they ramp up the defense and get a bunch of transition buckets and fuck you up. And spoiler alert, that's exactly what fucking happened. So, but in the first half, the thing is, Randle was hitting 1 million threes, and it was sort of like almost, falsely lifting up their offense because nothing else was fucking happening, right? Randle was 4 of 5 on threes. OKC was 2 of 6 halfway through that second quarter. Randle got another one. They're still up 4. They'd only been shooting 35% though, and that's the thing, right? So you've got the weight of maths on your side because you're hitting more threes, so you're still in the lead, but you can't hit up another fucking shot. Well, you can't hit another shot. And at that point, I think, 39 shots, 24 of them have been threes, which is absurd. It only got more absurd. And then OKC had 34 shots, only 8 of those were threes, which is a much more sort of, sustainable and smart way to go about things. Either way, Minnesota lead at the half. You're up by 4. Randle has 20 points at the half. Spoiler alert, did not score in the third quarter. Took for ages to score in the fourth. SGA was shooting 2 of 13. Yes, that worm turned. And boom, it was 35 threes to 10 halfway through the third quarter. And the big problem was Minnesota just stopped hitting them. Yeah, that's about it, right? You're like, Jesus, this was absolute. They went 10 of 28 in the first half from downtown, did the Wolves. They went 4 of 19 in the second half until basically, halfway through the fourth quarter. And they were just fucking brutal because they were still up. And the Wolves put Jalen Clark out there. you're feeling okay. Then they start missing some shots. And as I said, you never go full Boston, which is launch a million threes, and then the rest of your offense falls to shit because all you're doing is missing threes. And OKC's entire game plan all season has been like, look, we trust our defense enough. We'll let you shoot threes. It's okay. They allow a shit ton of threes. But their entire thing is, do you see who we're playing? We've got this fucking raft of young dudes who are going to close out on every three that you shoot. And so you're actually probably not going to shoot a great percentage. And again, spoiler alert, that's exactly what fucking happened. So Minnesota just goes completely fucking ice cold. SGA starts getting his own misses, just works himself back into the game. They go on a 10-0 run and take control of the game. And the game was basically just on life support after that because they went small. They went, right, fuck this. We'll have Chet out there with just like some other dudes. And then fuck that. We just won't even play Chet for a bit. Check this out. Boom, they get this nice little run. Off they go. They go small. They go bang. Naz Reid can't hit a three. And then he has a turnover. And then he misses another three. And you're like, oh, this is brutal. Minnesota's bench at that point of the game was 3 of 22 and 2 of 18 from downtown. Ends up a 17-2 run. Bang. OKC take complete control of the game. They're up 11. Dante DiVincenzo finally gets a 3 to go. And this is like the thing that's just running through my head. Everything that Minnesota do from this point on, and basically the entire second half, was just a fucking grind. Like, Dante would splash a beautiful looking 3, and SJ would go back up and answer with an incredible stupid and 1. They'd get a hard bucket. It's like, oh, we got a Nicky Alexander-Walker fucking running left-fingered finger roll. And they just get a transition bucket up the other end. Or an alley-oop from J-Dub. And you're like, Jesus. So anyway, it's a 10-point game going in the fourth quarter. Dante misses a great look to open the quarter as well. They then have like 4 fucking tries on the next possession. He finally hits a 3. And Chet answers right back, right? Like that was the entire thing. This much vaunted Minnesota defense. Every time that they needed to get a stop after they scored just to eat into this fucking like lead at all, they just couldn't do it. It's because OKC have got so many different options coming at you from left, right, and center. Chet, J-Dub, SGA, didn't matter. And then they got heaps of help from the role players as well, which I'll get to in a second. Randle finally gets his first bucket like of the second half, 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and Caruso hits a 3. And you're like, aha, yeah, almost pack her up, boys time. But it's like 7:40 left. 46 of Minnesota's 71 shots had been threes at that point. Chet had 9 points already in the fourth quarter as well. And that sort of just showed you like the inside-out balance that they had. And we'll get to that again in a second because it got even more absurd. And then there's this just insane and 1 from SGA where he's like throwing it up at the bucket sideways. Absolute Kobe shit. Goes in. They're up 13. And this was so much of my fear for Minnesota. That their offense can't match OKC when OKC just ratchets up their defense and Minnesota can't go with them. Because, I mean, threes are fine. You got to fucking hit some of them, right? And when Naz Reid can't hit anything, Dante can't hit anything, Nick Alexander-Walker can't hit anything, Randle was fine, but obviously went ice cold, and Ant-Man's like on a bung ankle. Absolutely fucking brutal gear, right? And that's what it was. The turnovers, the missed threes, that was the thing that was always going to sink Minnesota, and both of them really fucked them up. It was incredible, though. Like, Nick Alexander-Walker gets back to 10. SGA answers. And then, like, McDefense, Jaden McDaniels fouls out. That was what I mentioned earlier, right? Like, these fucking weird fouls really early on. Rudy Gobert had, like, 2 fouls in, like, 40 seconds. And, like, halfway through the fourth quarter, McDefense is gone. Nick Alexander-Walker gets a 3 to go, though. It's only a 10-point game still. Minnesota needs stops. And guess what happened? They didn't get any. SGA gets another bucket. Minnesota turn it over. It's their 15th turnover at that point. The key point there, though, they had 25 points, OKC, scored off those 15 turnovers. That's just possessions that you've wasted that they've scored 25 fucking points from. Dort hits a 3 and that's it, basically, right? Like, Randle scores, J-Dub responds with an alley-oop straight away. It's like every time Minnesota were like, we might go on a run. Okay, so you're like, no, bang! Just slap him down. Like, you're just like slapping your little cousin out. Oh, get the fuck out of here, dickhead. Bang. 18-point after a Caruso 3. 2.5 minutes left. And then the Nasreed turnover, missed shot. He was fucking brutal. And like the sneaky thing is he's been brutal for like a series and a half of the Wolves. Ant-Man didn't score in the fourth quarter. It's a 20-point lead. 2 minutes left. And here come the pretzels. Well, here come the benches because they're at home against OKC. This place is going off. And I think I tweeted out, right? Like, OKC is so fucking awesome. Kenrick Williams got in there in the third quarter, caused some havoc, hit a big three, and you're like, Jesus. OKC is so fucking good. It's like every game they spin a wheel of fortune of bench dudes who are going to come in and kick your ass and chainsaw your team to bits, right? And today it's like not landed on Aaron Wiggins or Case and Wallace is still really fucking good, but or like Isaiah Joe. It's landed on Kenrick Williams and Alex Caruso, and boom, off they go. But the biggest thing was, so it runs out, they fucking kill him. And my biggest fear for this was, as I said, Minnesota's turnovers, of which, I mean, they had a cajillion, obviously. And they finished with 17 turnovers and a shit ton of points off those turnovers and missing threes. Right? If they can't generate enough offense to stick with OKC, they're going to get fucking shit pumped. And that's what happened. Today they got straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
They scored 40 points in the entire second half. 18 in the third quarter, 22 in the fourth, and gave up 70. Now, I'm no math magician, but if you give up 30 more points than you score in a second half of basketball, I think you're going to get fucking straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. I'm just also guessing, really.
I know for a fact. I'm just guessing also, really.
61% of Minnesota shots were threes. It's not good. Only 29% of those shots went in. Yeesh. The math ain't mathin'. 60% of OKC shots were in the paint, and they hit a fuck ton of them. They went 50% from the floor versus 35% overall for the Wolves. So absolute shit show for the Wolves. Your biggest fears sort of realized if you're a Wolves fan. 18 points on 5 of 13 shooting for Ant-Man. And I said in this morning's video, right, there is like the line of demarcation of whether or not Minnesota have a chance in a game is the Ant-Man kids line. So stick with me. I said this in this morning's video because if Ant-Man has more turnovers, or as many or more turnovers as he has had kids in the last 2 years, Minnesota's fucked. He had 4 turnovers today, they lose. Boom. That's the Ant-Man kids line. So 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 8 from 3. Yes, he tweaked his ankle, but we've also seen him come back from tweaked ankles and just fucking kill teams. So bit of a shit one. Randle, 28 and 8. But the key thing for Randle was they took away all of his playmaking. He had 1 assist and 5 turnovers. And the amount of times that OKC's defense would just be, oh, he's got the ball, quick, swarm him. And he'd turn around and boom, it'd get fucking taken away from him. That kept happening to Nasreed. It happened to Gobert. It happened to fucking just so many of these Wolves players. Like head on a swivel just doesn't apparently exist. Rudy was completely negated. He was a non-entity. 2 points, 3 rebounds in 21 minutes. Foul afflicted. Jaden McDefense, 7 points, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. Same thing. He'd turn around, he had the ball in the perimeter, boom, it's been stripped. He's like, what the fuck just happened, man? Conley, 1 of 5 from 3. Brutal. Nick Alexander-Walker shot the magic number, went 2 of 9 from deep. Donte DiVincenzo shot 3 of 12 from downtown. And Nasreed was an absolute unmitigated disaster. 1 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 7 from downtown. And just fucking brutal. It was so bad. A disaster zone. They played Jalen Clark for 6 minutes. Nice little tweak to the rotation. It didn't help. So, yeah. There you go. OKC shoot 50%. They have 12 turnovers to the 17 of the Wolves. They only went 11 of 21 from downtown. That's 50% for those, well, over 50% for those playing along at home. And I don't know, that seems like a smarter approach than fucking launching 51 threes and only hitting 15 of them. Oh, but maybe they'll hit 25 of them next time. Cool. Great. At some point in a game, you go, fuck, we've completely cooked this. What are we doing? And did not happen today. SJ ends up with 31, 9 assists, 2 turnovers, was a weapon. J-Dub, 19, 8, and 5, but 5 steals as well. He's such a confidence player as our man J-Dub. You know, this is what next game, who knows what the fuck's going to happen. We call him J-Dub because every second game he's a bit shit. This, he was awesome. 5 steals, gets out of there in transition, Complete confidence player. Had it going early. Off he goes. Chet, 15 and 7. He was really, really good late. Just sort of solidified that lead. Dort hit a big three late as well. He was also in a bit of foul trouble. Hartenstein, he was bussing around early. He scored like most of their points. He had 12 and 5. I think he had 10 points on the first quarter. Caruso caused all sorts of havoc. Not the sort of thing that you'll see on the stat sheet either. It's like he had 9 points. He goes 3 of 3 from 3 for free. And I think 0 steals, but just caused, it felt like 8 different turnovers just because of his fucking work rate. Case and Wallace, really, really good game from him as well. But Jim, he had 3 points and 1 of 3 shooting. Didn't matter. He was such a fucking menace. 7 assists as well. Wiggins, 2 points, whatever. Kenrick Williams comes in, 8 points, 2 of 2 from downtown, 3 of 3 in 9 minutes. OKC lead the series 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. And this was literally worst case scenario for Minnesota. Keep the turnovers down. The bench, Naz Reid, Nick Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, hit threes. None of that happened, and boom, the Wolves lose. Can it happen in game 2? We're going to find out. Let's do an NBA Straya performance of the night from this game, shall we? Oh, yes. Press the button.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
The performance of the night is obviously SGA, but also the Oklahoma City Thunder fucking just getting it right by going, hey, what color jerseys are we wearing today? And someone's like, we're wearing white. They're like, oh, then maybe the t-shirts we give all our fans should also be white. And there's just someone in the background going, no fucking shit, idiots. And it should be me just going, just get your shit together. And they did. And guess what? When you get your shit together, you'll win a fucking playoff game. This isn't rocket surgery. Well done, Thunder. That's why you won today. You matched up your fucking t-shirts in the crowd with the fucking jerseys you were wearing. It doesn't sound hard because it's not that hard. Oh, but Jim, you've got to put in orders for ages. You know how quickly you can change jerseys? Like in the lead up to games? Like it's fucking pretty not hard to like come up with a spreadsheet and go, well, we're at home these dates. What jerseys are we going to wear and what t-shirts are we buying for all the fans? Again, not rocket surgery. But anyway, SGA, the and one and the fourth that he had, the fucking sideways shot, absolutely absurd. And it was such just a dagger of like, yeah, boys, you're not winning tonight. Like, we've got this one. It's also like one of those sort of classic, oh, God, like he's a dude now. Like he's going to win the MVP. Michael Malone was awesome on the broadcast and said that out loud as well. Bit of a shot at Jokic, just saying. But SGA was fucking incredible. Like, he had such a bad first half, couldn't buy a shot, works his way into the game perfectly, doesn't take his team out of rhythm, just does it all as part of the team concept. 31 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, a plus 22. And what I say, he shot 2 of 13, I think, to start. He finishes 10 of 27. Not bloody bad, bro. Not bloody bad. It's a good comeback considering he goes 0 of 4 from deep as well. All right, what about Spud of the night? This one was bloody easy.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night is all of Minnesota's bench. Fucking hell. I think I tweeted out the picture, live look-in from the Minnesota bench as bricklayers. 7 of 36, and somehow it felt worse because they were 5 of 28 from 3. That's fucking brutal. Naz Reid starts 0 of 8, and somehow he finished like ridiculously 1 of 11, 0 of 7 from downtown. Dante DiVincenzo going 3 of 14, and of course, our man Nicky Alexander-Walker. Have you heard that he's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's cousin? I don't think they mentioned that enough on the broadcast. But he went and shot. Oh, yeah. Chill. Right on my side as the eagle becomes. Nick Alexander-Walker shot 3-11. So, Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, Nick Alexander-Walker being 7 of 36 from the field is brutal enough. Those 3 going 5 of 28 from downtown is somehow way fucking worse. And them taking 28 threes between them is also really fucking bad. Like, that's so many threes. If you just look at the sheer weight of field goal attempts, you've got 11 for Naz Reid, 14 of Dante, and 11 again for Nick Alexander-Walker. 36 field goal attempts for them, and just couldn't fucking buy a bucket. Absolute spuds as far as the eye could see. Absolutely brutal gear. We also had Dante on 3-11 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He goes beyond that. Nick Alexander-Walker just didn't hit a shot after he hit that point at 4:24 left. So, who's old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates to mate? I enjoyed Doris Burke calling SGA a free throw merchant. It's like, Jesus. It's the reason NBA Twitter likes to call him a free throw merchant, Mike. SGA's like, Jesus fucking Christ, Doris. All right, settle down. Also, as I said, Nikola Jokic, hello. Michael Malone coming in and go, and this is why he's the MVP. And Jokic is like, what the fuck, fucking? I'm still very drunk from others day, but Jesus fucking Christ, Michael. Anyway, Michael Malone, just sticking it to his old team. I do love the idea whether or not he would have joined ESPN for the Western Conference Finals if Denver had made it, you know? Just to sit there and go full Mark Jackson. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. These guys fucking suck. Pantsing of the night. Ant-Man blocked the shit out of J-Dub's sort of dunk layup early in the first quarter. And it was such a whomping. You're like, oh, that's a pantsing. Like, the Wolves are up and about. And that's why this fucking, like, ankle tweak for Ant-Man just sucks a giant bag of dicks. Because what he can do on the basketball court is fucking amazing. And we've already we've had to sit through so many shitty fucking injuries these playoffs already. Steph being out. You've got, obviously, Jason Tatum going out with the Achilles. And it feels like fucking, like, most of the Cavs got injured. Like, it was just bullshit. And, like, at the fucking end of the first quarter of game one of the Western Conference Finals, he just goes over a little bit too far on his right ankle and, ugh. Hopefully he's okay. But anyway, from the third quarter on, this was an absolute pantsing by OKC. Like, these were the dudes who were coming off a 7-game rock fight against Denver. And they just went, fuck this. We're young. We're cool. Check this out. Minnesota as well. They've kind of got a bit of a habit of doing this. Remember how they came into like Golden State Warriors game one and lose that after just smoking the Lakers? Like, they lose game two against the Lakers. They lose game one against the Warriors. Come on, Wolves. Be more fucking prepared. Rest versus rust. Finally, better than Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. As I said, the Oklahoma City Thunder just like spinning the wheel of fortune of death for your team, right? The bench player of death comes out with a chainsaw and a hockey mask on going ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding, just fucking you up. Today it was Kenrick Williams. Just came on, had barely played all fucking playoffs long. Hits his first 3 of the entire playoffs, and it's just almost like a death knell for the Wolves. They're just like, fucking, are you serious? Come on, man. And yeah, that was it. Kenrick Williams came in, didn't miss, 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from downtown, in only 9 minutes as well. That's a fucking huge impact. Like, it just sort of seems like OKC have got like 5 of those dudes they can call on at any point in time. Caruso, Kenrick Williams, Isaiah Joe, Case and Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, boom. And Minnesota, you look at their bench, you go, yeah, you should be fucking pretty nice and like, I don't know, solid with Nick Alexander-Walker, Naz Reid, and Dante. Today, no chance. That did not happen. Tough one. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, let's do it. Let's do some yeah-nahs. Brought to you by you. That's right. You can shout us a beer, buy us a coffee with the link in our bio. Just click through there and off you go. Thanks to all the legends who have already signed up. I appreciate you all tremendously, as you can imagine. If you do sign up for the membership, you get a free extra fucking awesome podcast just for you of a very special specific topic as well. So go check it out. Link in the bio. Off you go. Buy us a coffee. Shout us a beer. Sign up if you want. Appreciate you. Right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Hey, Jim, is it all over for Boston? Do they have to jettison some players? Is this Boston era over? Yeah, nah. No. Look, I think the era of Boston is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And I feel like everything else around that, apart from maybe Derek White, is kind of not superfluous, but not like a completely fucking core component of it, right? Drew Holiday is old as fuck now. We all love him. But obviously, like we saw at the end of that Knicks series, just pretty fucking old. Maybe a bit cooked. Zinger, the extreme Zinger mill. Like what the fuck was going on there? No one knows. He certainly wasn't supercharged.
Supercharged Zinger Burger.
So yeah, they're going to have to fucking make some changes. It'll involve Horford. It'll involve Paul Zingis. It'll involve Holiday. And that's fine. I feel like those sort of parts on your team are at least vaguely replaceable. Tatum with his Achilles, cool. You hope that he comes back at the player he was in over a year's time. Anything else before that is like fucking found money. But seriously, it's a year-long fucking injury. We give him a year's grace. We'll see how we go. Jaylen Brown, you just keep him around. Like, what are you going to do? Trade him for fucking a bunch of depth? Really going to fucking trade the finals MVP from last year just because you're like, oh, it's a lot of fucking luxury tax? Like, if you're a rich guy, and I fucking hate this shit so much. Oh, no, like, oh, geez, I don't want to pay that much luxury tax. Like, why the fuck do you own a team? Like, you're just out there swinging your dick around and then you don't want to fucking pay for the team. Like, it's a title contending team. Like, what is money for? This is a deeper philosophical question. But shit. Is this Celtics run over? I think this might be a little bit of a bump in the road. But this Celtics team has been in and around like the fucking playoffs, the conference finals, basically since Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum got together. So until those two are broken up, I still think this Celtics era is still ongoing, right? And I think as long as you keep Brown and Tatum together, you're laughing. You probably need to keep Derek White. Everything else, a little bit more interchangeable. Will Denver have to do something dramatic? Yeah, nah. Yeah, this is a little bit different. They're a little bit older. And, I mean, if Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. are healthy, does that OKC series go differently? Probably at least a little bit. If Michael Porter Jr. could remember how to fucking play basketball, that would also help. And this even happened before he was injured, right? Remember when Nikola Jokic is like, dude, you got to fucking focus. It's the playoffs. But he said it like this. Yeah, dude, the fucking focus is fucking playoffs fucking. And Michael Porter Jr., like, you just have to fucking move on from the dude. The problem is nobody wants that dude, right? Not at the price point he's at. So I guess you basically have to try to trade him for depth because he's not going to be the super duper star you were kind of fingers crossed. Awesome role player maybe is kind of what he's topped out at, right? But wow, he's been a disappointment in the back half. But yes, he fucked his shoulder. What are you going to do? They could also seemingly maybe roll the dice and tinker around the very bottom of the edges. But I feel like rolling the dice and getting rid of MPJ is probably your first business there. And the Cavs, people are fucking just like, I don't know what happened with this Cavs run, but people are just like, oh, yeah, you can't play Darius Garland and Donovan. They were fucking all injured. Like, Jarrett Allen was the only fucking healthy dude on that team, I think, by the end of the fucking series, right? Donnie Mitchell's on one leg. Darius Garland can't fucking walk. Mobley's fucked his ankle. DeAndre Hunter was all fucked up. Run that shit back. Hopefully that you're going better, like another year under Kenny. Another one or two dudes off your bench. Maybe Ty Jerome and stuff is feeling a little bit better once you get to the playoffs next year. You're fine. Fucking just settle down on shitting on the Cavs. And finally, IMB. My favorite painter from out west. Ian Matty Bassett. Hey, Jim, I've been away in a distant land. He was in Bali. It's been nice to be back at work and hearing your dulcet tones again. He was talking about the idea of dynasties, right? Dynasties. I agree with you. I miss the days of dominant teams. It makes for great rivalries and exciting upsets. Remember when the Spurs and Dallas beat the Miami Super Team? Or LeBron and Kyrie beating the Warriors? There aren't enough teams that flat out hate each other these days. Yeah, nah, yes. And this was so much of my fucking point, right? Like, I love the idea of like fucking awesome teams that we have history with. We as fans have history with. And we've got a little bit of history now with like the Knicks and the Pacers and the Wolves, and the Thunder are building their history out now. But like in the middle of that Cavs Warriors run, like 16, 17, just hook that shit to your veins, right? Like it was awesome. And when the fucking Cavs actually upset the Warriors in 16, it was all-time shit. The same thing, as IMB points out, when the Mavs beat them, when the Spurs beat them to bookend that 4-year run in Miami. Seeing super teams even go against each other was awesome. And then sort of like seeing teams try to knock them off was fucking radical. Now, as I said the other day, right, 7 different champions, but more importantly, you think about all the finalists as well. Only one of them had returned to the conference finals the next year, and that was Boston. It's really fucking hard to keep building up that deep level playoff run rivalries and just that sort of sense of antagonism almost from the players to the fans, let alone the players to the other players. So, like, there's a lot to say about, like, you know, hating another team or hating another fan base. That sort of shit fucking rocks. That's what basketball's all about. And the other one, the ESPN pregame show. What the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, nah, yes. You got Michael Malone feeling pretty good about himself, actually making some good points. And then the fucking mascot comes over to give the chick fucking a thing for covering her first playoffs in OKC. That runs for as long as the fucking actual, like, a little bit of insight we got from Michael Malone. And then it's like, oh, well, what do you reckon, Stephen A? And he's just like, blah, blah, blah. And he and Kendrick Perkins are just like fucking yelling at each other. And you're like, this is fucking pointless. Like, what are we doing? I can't wait for tomorrow when we get back to TNT. Anyway, unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me. A lot of people actually sort of, you know, will hit me up every so. Oh, Jim, did you hear this on Insert Player X's podcast? And I'm usually like, nah. I fucking like Jeff Teague, awesome. Podcast P, I'm fine. I don't need to. And DeMarcus Boogie Cousins, I love him. This is why. I mean, between Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young, just Draymond, the loudest people are so often the fucking dumbest. DeMarcus Cousins just runs a fucking gauntlet rather, and it throws out a gamut of fucking just dumb shittery the other day. Ace Bailey should be the number 1 pick over Cooper Flagg. The Mavs should trade number 1 for KD. He would take Jalen Brunson over Luka. It's like, again, can we remember that players are really just like us? A lot of the time, fucking idiots. Might be an unpopular opinion, but Jesus. And then finally, a bit of Outback Takehouse. I dreamt this one last night, BT Dubs. It's Wednesday at Outback, and you know what that means? It's hump day. And hump day means we get the fucking backs off a bunch of camels. That's right, we just slice off their humps, fill it up with like chickpeas, mincemeat, some onion and shit like that, and boom. Roast them up, and it's fucking delicious. A couple of spices in there as well. Bit of yellow curry powder, why not? It's basically fucking camelback haggis. And it's for hump day, only at Outback. And today's Flying Grill Take is, the reason they haven't announced the MVP so far is because we have a tie, only at Outback. So I actually dreamed this last night. I'm like, that they announced it, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's a tie! SGA and fucking Nikola Jokic, and like everybody's digging into the conspiracy theories. Like, oh, I can't believe they've just completely rigged this, that they've landed on a tie. I'm just saying, I'm calling it. We've got a fucking tie. Only at Outback. All right, Australian Player Watch very, very briefly because Jingling Joe Ingles. I put out the graphic, I think, yesterday. We've got 3 Aussies on 4 of the conference finalists, which is awesome. I think it's also close to a record. It's equal to the record, if nothing else, if not beating it. But of course, yeah, we'll see if any of them actually get out there. Jingles probably could have gotten out there today, but Chris Finch is like just clearly saving his secret weapon. That's how I'm going to read it. So Jingling Joe Ingles cops did not play coach's decision. And that sucks, but it's okay. Of course, you've got Alex Dukas on OKC as well, but he is a two-way player, so can't play during the playoffs. Hopefully, maybe, if Indy kick the absolute shit out of the Knicks or they get the shit kicked out of them, we might see Johnny Furphy. All right, let's do a Shane Hill Shooters Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up award. Oh, yeah.
Are you healed? Are you healed? Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
Praise the Lord, for I'm healed. It is the Shane Hill
Shooters Shoot.
Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up award.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. 15 of 51 threes, Minnesota. Like, I get it that shooters shoot, but also, what the fuck are you doing? At some point, you're going to go, hang on. What did we just see Boston do in the last round of the playoffs? Was it A, shoot themselves out of playoff games, or B, shoot too much and shoot themselves out of playoff games, or C, realize they're shooting too many threes and try a different tack? Oh, that's right, it was A and B, and that's how they lost games 1 and 2. Minnesota, shooters shoot, we get that. But if your shooters aren't hitting shots, maybe those shooters shouldn't shoot as many shots. You know what I'm saying? Only at Outback. So 51 threes is the most amount of threes ever attempted in a playoff game by Minnesota, and I think in the conference finals and beyond. So very, very, very tough outing for your Minnesota Timberwolves. All right. Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. I'm going to do a great moment in NBA Australia stat history as well, because we've got a classic there too, but that'll be for tomorrow to replace Kiwi Corner. Let's have a look and see what Patty's been up to, though, eh? What do we got? Baller Pat. There he goes. Oh, Nate Jawai, my baller. Nate Jawai, one for the road, because Nate Jawai's got one last dance. He's going to play in the, the IBA All-Stars, which is awesome. I love Outback Shack, Nate Jawai. And there's Patty Vibes by Baller Pat. He's doing a photo shoot. Cool. Outer Island. Good on him. Whoa. This shot was my one ask, and then he probably falls in. He's going to fall in the water. Yeah, there he is. And they've got to get a photo of him in the water. Where's the photo? Post-shoot. Oh, come on, man. Love that. Patty just living his best life. Do you reckon he ends up in the NBL? Let us know. All right, let's do it. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. It's the Eastern Conference Finals, Jim. Are you going to rewatch the Reggie Miller Spike Lee doco? Yes, I am. And also, what did you get up to yesterday on your day off? Absolutely fucking nothing, because my Achilles just fucking blew up out of absolutely nowhere yesterday. Woke up, and it's fucking bitterly cold here in Melbourne at the moment, right? And I'm like, Jesus, that fucking hurts. And I've been doing my physio, been getting my super space age treatment when they're electro zapping cortisone into my fucking bone spur and my heel and my Achilles. And yeah, first big setback so far, and it fucking sucked. So I did nothing on my day off yesterday. Literally, I just went, right, sitting down, leg up. So I'm very proud of myself. Not a medical doctor anymore, but that was pretty good. Hey, Knicks Indy starts tomorrow. This is going to be awesome. Indy are 4.5-point underdogs at New York. And this speaks to like a bigger problem I've had trying to pick these fucking conference finals, right? I ended up doing that on Monday's show, 4-3 New York, 4-3 Wolves. And the biggest problem I've had is that you can just talk yourself into any outcome, right? And my biggest fear for Minnesota is they'd have 2 or 3 games where they'd have like 20 fucking turnovers, shoot like shit, and lose. That's happened already once. And now you're like, fuck me, man. Like, you're already down 1-0. You've already had one of the shit games. Can Minnesota like get a hold on that? And the same sort of thing goes for New York Indy. Indy has been absolutely off its fucking head for about 3 months now, right? They've been so goddamn good. The Knicks, it feels like they've just gotten better and better and better and better as these playoffs have gone through as well. They take care of Detroit in 6. They take care of the Celtics in 6. And the way they did it was different both times around, right? And Boston's offense, as I said, and as I keep banging on about, has been so just unimaginative is the word I want to use. Indiana, their offense is wildly fucking imaginative. Like, it is the imagination of like a 14-year-old boy just thinking about boobs. Like, it is off its fucking head, right? Just roaring. And this is my biggest fear for like taking the Knicks in 7 is that they won't have enough good games where they can control that Indy offense to a degree where they get 4 wins out of 7 games. The thing is, as we saw with OKC, right? OKC come off a long series. The other team's a little bit rested. OKC's at home. They get a second half kick and away they go. Maybe the Knicks can harness that and win this game. Either way, I think this one's going to be really fucking close. So at that point, I'm going to take Indy plus 4.5 because I think Indy can win this game. Indy are not afraid of the Knicks in any way, shape, or form. They've got enough perimeter defenders to throw at Brunson. But OG, Bridges, and co at home, they play pretty well. So Indy can win this between Naismith, Nembhard, Halliburton, let alone Siakam and Turner. But those sort of like the guard depth that they've got with TJ McConnell coming off the bench with Benny Mathurin, they can really push this Knicks team. And it would not surprise me in the least if Indy won this fucking series. But I'm going to take the Knicks just because I think at home, they're on a bit of a roll. They're going to feed off that. And if it gets close, I think the Knicks can still win this. We know that Halliburton's a fucking magician in the clutch, same as Brunson. But I'm going to take Indy plus 4.5. Would not surprise me if they won this game. But if the Knicks do win it, I think it's close, right? I don't think the Knicks blow them out in the way that we saw OKC. So it's such an awesome setup. Both these conference finals. That's why it's so fucking hard to pick these games. And when Minnesota just have an all-time just shit down your fucking pants leg like they did today, you're kind of hoping that the Knicks won't do that. Indy definitely don't tend to do that. The Knicks have these odd ones where they just go, well, tonight it's not happening. Womp, womp, womp. And it's usually when Bridges and OG can't buy a bucket. But I feel like the way the Knicks were playing at the end of Game 6 against the Celtics, the way they played, they could maybe just keep that momentum going for a little bit. I think they sneak out a win. I'm taking Indy plus 4.5 though. Still sticking with Knicks 4-3, but wow. It's a big fucking ass, right? This Indy offense is just so fucking chaotic. Their defense is so good and so well-rounded. The Knicks offense can get very, very, very fucking Bronson-centric, where they just forget the cat's out there, and that could be a problem. The thing is, like Indy with Turner, maybe they can't punish them that much with it. I don't know, but it's such a great matchup. Who's going to go watch fucking the Spike Lee Reggie Miller doco again tonight? Because I am. Fuck yes. All right. But for tomorrow, at the moment, we've got Indy plus 4.5. We'll see if we change my mind by tomorrow morning when we do the playoffs in a minute video. But that's it for today then. Remember, you can follow all the picks, of course, though, over at Double. Use that code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. You can sign up using the link in our bio or the link in our show description. So if you open up your podcast app and want to have a crack, it's in there too. So use the code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. Help keep the pirate ship afloat. And that's it for today. What a day it was. What a really weird opening to the conference finals. Like, Minnesota, 51 threes. Really? Really? That's what we're going to do? Anyway, we'll be back on deck tomorrow, of course. Make sure you see that Playoffs in a Minute video in the morning. You can see it on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, YouTube. Follow us all across all the socials. Go on, help a brother out. Get around NFL Australia with myself and Gaz. Check us a rating review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you use on your weird Android phones. It really does help. Rate, review, star, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help a brother out. Come on. Same thing goes to shouting us a beer or shouting us a coffee. The link is there in our bio. Smash that. Help a brother out. Big thanks go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, House Hats, Joshua Delarentes, Fascinated Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sextra, Green, and Dozers. Those are the other bands you can hear in this show. We love them. Smash them all on Apple Music, Spotify, however you listen to your tunes. Make sure it's Australian. NBA Australia supports Australian bands, so should you. All right, that's it for today. We will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And later ho! Song!
G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Australia here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Australia. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in the air, nars. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBA Australia, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Australia, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?